You're doing one card at a time. They're gonna give you the instructions. Hey, look, I want you to do an external light operations test. I want you to do an interior of the vehicle inspection. And I want you to do an engine start. 3 things they're asking you to do. External light operations test is just a big way of saying check your lights, make sure they work. That's all it is, guys. Check the lights on the front and check the lights on the back. Interior inspection. And safely start this truck for me. So for the lights, you jump inside there, you grab the key, you turn the key to the on position because the lights won't work if the key is not on. And you ask them for help. Hey, I'm gonna get inside here. Can you help me check the lights? We'll start with the front and then we'll do the back. So they're gonna be like, okay. And they're gonna walk to the front of the truck and you're gonna be sitting over here and you're gonna start turning on the lights and tell them which one you're gonna turn on so they know, right? You're not just gonna turn it on and expect for them to say, yes, it's working. Hey, look, there goes my left turn signal, and you turn it on. And they see that the light came on, as y'all can see over there, and they're gonna be, okay, it's working, thumbs up or something, you know? Hey, look, there goes my right turn signal. There goes my 4-way flashers, my clearance lights, my headlights, my high beam lights, because those are all the functions we told them we had, right? You're just doing them one by one, turning them on so they can check every single one of them. Once they check them all, okay, now the back, right? So they go to the back and you're gonna do the same thing again. Left turn signal, right turn signal, 4-way flashers. But now we got brake lights, so you hit the brake so the brake lights come on. And then you turn the light switch on again so the back lights turn on. And the license plate light turns on. And when they check that all the lights are working, then what they're gonna do is they're gonna come and they're gonna get inside the truck with you on the other seat. And they're gonna sit down next to you. And they're going to be looking at you, and you're going to be looking at them, wondering what's going on.
Do you have to check reverse lights?
You don't have to, but you can if you want to. Once they get in there, the first thing you want to do is say, look, let me go ahead and do a safe start for you. I'm going to show you how I would safely start this truck. I'm going to push the clutch in, or depress it, whatever you want to say. I'm going to verify that my shifter is in neutral by moving the lever side to side. And I'm going to pull on the parking brake buttons to make sure that the brakes are on before I try to start this truck. Now that I check those 3 things, I'm going to go ahead and safely start my truck. Safe start, guys. See? You walk them through the way you're going to turn the truck on. If you just get in there and turn the truck on and say, hey, look, I safely started it. That's not a safe start, guys. Go ahead and turn it on. Once you turn it on, you're going to leave it on. I'm turning it off so y'all can hear me in the back. But the day of the test, you turn it on and you're going to leave it on. I'll tell you when it's time to turn it off. Right now, you're going to start doing the interior inspection now. This is where you're going to start telling them everything about the inside. Look at my seat belt. It's securely mounted. It's not cut or frayed. I'm going to make sure that it adjusts to my body, that the latch locks and unlocks on this side. After the seat belt, start pointing at the mirrors. Look at the mirrors over here on the left side, over there on the front, on the right side. I'm point at them, remember, because if you don't point, what did they tell you at the beginning? If you don't point, you don't get no credit. You don't just say, look at my mirrors without pointing at them. Look at them. All of them are good. They're all adjusted to me. They're not cracked or broken, falling off, stuff like that. Now look at my windows. Look at my side windows. Look at my windshield. Look at my back windows. And you point at all of them. They work. They're not cracked. They're not broken. They're all securely mounted. The seals are not leaking. I don't have any illegal stickers on the windows. And there's nothing obstructing my vision. No obstructions on the windows. Air horn. Pull it. No, it's not working, right? Why?
No.
Air horn. We don't have air pressure. So, if you don't have air pressure, guys, don't keep pulling on it and pulling on it. It's not going to work. Just tell them, look, right now I don't have enough air pressure. I'm going to come back to it later. But look at my city horn. It's working. My wipers.
Turn the key on.
The wipers, the button right there on the side. Look right below. You can see the little wiper picture right there. Push it in. The wipers come on. Look at my wiper blades. They're not dry rotted. They're working. They're not cracked, broken. They're applying enough pressure. They're cleaning it. And this is where I would also make sure that the washer fluid sprays. If you don't spray, guys, this guy probably used it all up, so don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. If it don't spray, you just tell them that. See, we're hearing the motor. It just doesn't have any, because you got to remember, 9 of y'all testing one day, so if you wear it out, if you finish it, we're not going to go fill it up for the next guy.
Right.
Just tell them, look, this is where I would check it, guys. That's it. Next. The light switch. Turn the lights on. Again. Now I'm going to start checking my light indicators on the inside. Look at my high beam indicator. How do you turn the high beams on your car? There you go. You see the blue light come on? High beams are working. The high beam indicator light is working. My left turn signal indicator. My left turn signal indicator. There you go. Remember, if you don't point, you're not going to get credit, guys, and then you're going to go home and, man, I told her everything on the inside. What you say I missed? Did you point at it?
Nope.
It was that simple, you know? Look, this is my left turn signal indicator. Look, this one is my right turn signal indicator. Look, these are my four-way flasher indicators. The only one you won't be able to see at this point is the ABS light indicator. I'm going to show you when you check that one. If you don't want to later, just tell them, look, right now the truck is already on. When I turned it on, I saw the ABS light come on and it turned off. And you can just tell them that, and that means that you checked it and they got to take your word for it. That's it. Next, look at all my gauges. This is my oil pressure gauge over here. When you turn the key, what happens? The needle goes up, right? When you turn the engine on, what is it doing? It's raising up, right? It's rising. Say, look, when I turned the truck on, I saw the needle rise to the correct oil pressure. And if you look right now, there is no warning light on, and the gauge is working. Next, right below it, the water temperature gauge. Same thing, when I turned it on, I saw the needle gradually rise to the correct temperature. Look, there's no warning light, and the gauge is working. The voltmeter, this one's actually digital. So you just tell them, look, this is a digital voltmeter right here. It's showing more than 12 volts. That means that I have the correct amount of volts. It's working and there's no warning light on. The air pressure gauge on the other side. You got two gauges, guys, because you got a primary and a secondary. You don't have to worry about all that. Just say, look at my air pressure gauge. When I turned the truck on, the needle started raising. That means that my air pressure is filling up. It takes a few minutes to fill up the air tanks. As it's filling, when the needle gets to 60 pounds, the low air alarm light is going to turn off. As it continues to go all the way to 120 or more, that's when I'm going to hear the governor kick in and out, releasing any exhausted air pressure, right? Those are the only 4 gauges you have to talk about. Next, over there in the middle, you have the defrost control, you have the heater control. Turn it on, guys. Put it on defrost. Where does the defrost blow?
Okay, on the windshield.
On the top, right? Put your hand up there. Is it blowing? Yes. Okay, good. Don't even waste your time. You're not going to waste time, guys. Just look. I'm going to make sure the air is blowing up here. Now I'm going to put it on heater. Now I'm going to check that it blows over here and down here, right? And you showed them and you're done with those two. Those are like the fastest ones. Next. Now I'm going to check the parking brakes. You have 2 parking brakes. You have one for the truck and you have one for the trailer if you're here for a Class A license. If you're here for a Class B license, you only have one button to worry about, and that is the faded yellow button or white button, whatever color you want to call it, there. The red one is the trailer. So if you're here for a Class B, never touch the red button. Only the Class A uses both buttons. So let's go ahead and turn the truck on and build the air pressure up.
Yep.
seeing the needle go up, there would have been a little light on at first, but then the light turns off when the needle gets to 60. And then right there, that means that it's over 120 pounds already. That was the governor that just blew out the extra air. So, it took a few minutes to fill up, the light turned off, and the governor just worked. That's the explanation we told them about that gauge, right? So at this point, you have enough air pressure to check your parking brakes. If you're going to do the Class B, guys, get in the front. Where you at? Class B, guys, go here in the front real quick. I know you haven't been here, so. You only got one button to test, guys. Right now, the brake button's already pulled out, right? It's on already. So right here, just put it in gear real quick for it. Try to move it forward. Straighten out your steering wheel. Turn it twice to the right. Right there. Parking brake is working, right? So all you gotta do, you just gotta put it in gear and try to move it and let them look. Look, my parking brake is working. One button and that's it. All right, everybody else here, Class A, you got two buttons. You got the yellow and you got the red. You got to check one at a time. So push one of them in. All right, he pushed the red one in. That means he took the brakes off of the trailer, but he's leaving the brakes on the truck on. So try to move it. You don't have to move it that hard, guys. You don't even have to give it gas. Just don't even worry about gas. Just let the clutch go. And you're going to feel it trying to move and you push it right back in. That's it. But right there, it's working because it didn't let it go anywhere, right? That's what it's supposed to do. Not let you move it if it's on. Now, pull the red button out. Push the yellow button in. Now we're swapping it. These are off, those are off. Watch out because it might move a little bit. All right, try to move it again. See how it's not letting it go anywhere? Parking brake on the trailer is working. Now, everybody has a service brake. The service brake is the brake pedal, okay? The one you push to stop the truck. If you want to check it, well, you have to move the truck and you got to push it, right, to see if it's going to stop it or not. So, tell them I'm going to do a service brake. Push both buttons in. Grab the steering wheel with two hands after you put it in gear. Tell them, look, I put it in gear. I'm holding the steering wheel with two hands. I'm going to move it 5 miles an hour. I'm going to apply the brake and stop the truck to make sure that the service brakes are working. When I stop, it should not pull right or left. Try to move it. All right, hit the brake. Stopping it, right? That means your service brake is working. Once you check it, put it back in neutral, put the brakes back on, and you're done checking the service brake. Right there in the middle, there's a little box. Pick it up. Show the guys. Look. Spare fuses. You have to have 6 spare fuses in the truck. They're inside there. You don't have to worry about picking up the other ones. You got the big red box, which is your reflective triangles. There's 3 inside the box that are not broken or damaged. There's 1 fire extinguisher, which is full, secured to the truck, not leaking or damaged, in good condition, something like that. And now, are you done with the interior inspection?
No.
Anybody done with the interior inspection?
No.
No. Why? Because we haven't done the air brake test. Remember, it's one of the parts from the inside. So, tell them, look, I'm going to get out of the truck because I'm going to do my air brake test. This is where you get out and you get the wheel chocks. They have them over there on the ground. You look for them. You find them. You come to a tire and you block up the tire. Once you block up one of your tires, you get back in the truck and you make sure that it's full all the way to 120 pounds. Do you have 120 pounds? Got 120 pounds. All right? Tell the person that's grading you, hey, look, I got 120 pounds. You're gonna do 3 things right here. 1, turn the truck off. 2, put the key back to the on position. And 3, push the parking brake buttons in. And right there, when you turn the key, you saw that light indicator for the ABS, right? You could have showed them right there when you turn the key forward. Look, this is my ABS light indicator while you were doing number 2.
Push both.
Yes. Don't hold the brake. Let it roll. Don't worry about it. When you push the buttons in, guys, that's why you put the block so it don't move. So don't ever hold your foot on the brake, okay? Take your foot off of the brakes. You don't want to lose extra air pressure. Right here, the truck is ready for you to start the air brake test. Step 1, I'm going to check for leaks. The way that I'm going to check for leaks is by holding my service brake down for 1 minute. I should not lose more than 3 pounds of pressure if you're here for a Class B. And I should not lose more than 4 pounds of pressure if you're here for a Class A. Okay? So you need to tell them 3 or 4, whether you're here for a B or an A. So, hold the brake down for 1 minute. You saw the needle move, and it stopped, right? And it's staying in one spot. Guys, when you're pushing the brake, you don't have to hold it all the way down. You don't want to get your leg tired. Just barely push on it, you know? You're applying pressure. You're timing it with your cell phone, your watch, stopwatch, whatever you bring. Time it for 1 minute right here, okay? Nothing less. Don't, no, you time it. 58 seconds, 59 seconds is failing, guy. 60 seconds or more. Okay? 1 full minute. If you do 58 seconds, you're gonna go home wondering why they failed you. And she ain't gonna tell you you did 58 seconds instead of 60. For 2 seconds of your life right there, you're gonna fail the test. It's crazy, but that's how it is, guys. All right, it's been a minute. You take your foot off of it. Hey, look, I didn't lose more than the 3 or 4 pounds of pressure, whatever you're supposed to check for. I don't have any leaks. Tell them that. Step 2. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that the low warning light turns on. I'm gonna start pumping the brake. The light should turn on before I get to 60 pounds of pressure. All right, did it come on before 60? No, it's under 60 pounds of pressure?
Yes.
It's under 60, huh?
Lights on.
And what's the gauge showing?
Come down back over 50.
So that's over 60. It's over 60, guys. You'll see that it got 50, and I can't remember if it goes to 75 or 100, but as long as it's over, you'll see that it's at 60 pounds. Guys, even if it's at 59, you're still not going to say, no, it didn't turn on before 60, okay? So, it's working. That's all you got to tell them. It came on before 60. Next. Now, I'm going to check to make sure that my emergency brakes or that my spring brakes are working. The way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to pump on the brakes until I see both buttons pop out, and they need to pop out in between 20 and 40 pounds of pressure. So,
Just popped out.
both of them?
25. Yes.
Both of them popped out at 25, he said. So that's in between 20 and 40, right? So that means that your emergency brakes are working. So right there, you're done with the air brake test, and you're also done with the whole interior inspection of the truck. So right here, they're gonna ask you, are you done? And if you're done, if you didn't leave anything out, yes, I'm done. If you're not sure, look around. Make sure you talked about everything before you tell them you're done. But if you're done, what they're gonna do is they're gonna start grading you, and they're gonna let you know here within the next minute or two whether you passed or failed this test, guys. If you practice, guys, you'll get it the first time. I know it's a lot. I've been telling everybody the best way that I suggest that you practice this is by going home and writing down every single part, and right next to it, write down what you need to tell them for every part, and read it. So when you go over there, you don't get all tongue twisted and it happens, guys. You'll be so nervous that it's gonna happen. You'll freeze up, guys. You will freeze up. I don't care. I've heard, oh, nah, man, I'm cold as shit. Shit, get over there. When you see them holding that paper in your hand and they got your driver license in their hand, I promise you, you'll get tongue-twisted or something's going to happen, you know? You'll forget shit before you even know it.
Right.
So, write it down. Practice saying it at home. Shit, look in the mirror. Talk to somebody at your house. Tell them part by part. Have them hold the list after you learn it, you know? And tell them, look, I'm going to check this and I'm going to check this on it. So by the time you get over there, once you point at it, you already know what you're going to tell them about it, you know? But if you don't practice at home, you just wait till you come over here and you're waiting to see what part and what I'm telling you, how you going to learn what you're going to go tell them, you know? But if you write it down, I mean, look, y'all got it all on that tape, right? Listen to it. Okay, he said this on this. And write it down real quick. It'll help you memorize it easier than just listening to it all the time. But whatever it takes, guys. It's a lot. Practice, practice, practice. That's all I can say. Next week, guys, I'm off.